The vast majority of Uganda's labor force remains employed in low productivity activities such as agriculture, and the ones who manage to work for foreign investors continue being exploited since there is no clear law to determine a minimum wage. According to Honorable Tebandeke Charles, for the Ugandan labor force to enjoy the fruits of their labor, Parliament needs to bring forward the minimum wage bill, which has stalled since the 9th Parliament.
We need to get a minimum wage bill in place before Parliament, and it passes, but not labor working under this guise without any rules and clear regulations that are governing up them. I think if it's not done, we are seeing a lot of labor repatriation, we are seeing a lot of exploitation, and we are indirectly exhibiting Ugandans to slavery than there would be job opportunities that are available.
While launching the Parliamentary Forum on Labour Decent Employment and Productivity, the Deputy Speaker of Parliament cautioned the government over the too much tax on employees' salaries, which has failed their productivity. Tayebwa says if government wasn't overtaxing employees' salary, many Ugandans would be able to create side businesses, which would in turn bring in more revenue for government.
The issue of how much we pay in direct taxes as employees, pay as you earn. I see experts like Honorable repair here. I wonder why Uganda we have the highest rate in the region. Because when you look at Tanzania capped at around, I think Tanzania is capped at 30, even Kenya 30, Rwanda at 30, Uganda we are at 40. So my salary, your salary as an MP, as a member of parliament, which people always think about, is 11 million. Okay? But when you look at our pay slips, you remain with 6.1 million. Oh, 5.5. Me, I'm a deputy speaker.
The Deputy Speaker has also persuaded the Labour Forum members to introduce a measure on migrant labour because Uganda is the second country in East Africa to profit from migrant labour, with over $1.4 billion made in 2022. According to Tayebwa, if there was a clear law in that area, both the government and Ugandan labour force might gain.
We need a law on migration labour, on migrant labour. We need a separate law on migrant labor. And I've seen, of course, we introduced a chapter in the employment bill, but that chapter was not satisfactory. We need a separate law on migrant labor. And the way I saw us struggling with the employment bill, I doubt it will come from government. So this forum, this is your assignment. If you go with the Chankwanzi resolution that you don't want private members' bills, that's also your option. But if, to me, you are playing a very critical role, the role on migrant labor is very important. When you look at how much we earn from our people in diaspora, we are the second in the region. In 2022, Uganda earned $1.14 billion.
According to delegates from the United Nations, migrant workers benefit societies in their countries of origin as well as the countries of destination, but oftentimes they are neglected and don't live decent lives. These have cautioned legislators to legislate towards bettering up the lives of the labor force, which is contributing to the country's GDP.
The practical experience to go somewhere to see in the sum of the country how our labor forces are staying. This is very painful. That's not decent at all. We don't want such things. However, we cannot outlook the countless barriers and injustices that continue to undermine the dignity and well-being of workers, especially migrant workers. I emphasize it again. We must strive to protect the rights of the migrant workers, ensuring their fair treatment, social inclusions, and access to the essential services. By doing so, we can harness the potentials of the migrations as a force for development and contribute to the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals.
Is a priority for Belgium. It's one pillar of the Belgian law on development cooperation, but it's also one of the Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations Agenda 2030, to which both Uganda and Belgium have committed themselves, and which has the principle leaving no one behind at its core.
Uganda's broad growth strategy for the National Development Plan 3 for the year 2021-2025 looks at contributing 6 million jobs with an annual average of 520,000 jobs, with the majority of these jobs coming from the service sector, agriculture and the manufacturing sector. Samlanifa, Smart 24 TV Business Today.